Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. Got a video today from Manosphere. Women hitting the wall. Please accept them below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
Got a question here. I'm just eating my wrap in my car. But why do boys who want basic...
She like tattoo like a Mecca? Like what the fuck?
not super extra women go for eccentric women who have big personalities, big styles like me, but they don't want that. They want them to be more toned down and like
no
normal,
fucking
which,
shit.
You know, nothing wrong with that. But like, why do these boys go for women like moi and then want us to tone it down too because they're embarrassed to go out with us like this? You know, like why do boys do that?
How do women not understand this?
They want to hit.
What we want to smash and what we want for a serious relationship or marriage is totally different. So of course they're attracted to you, how you look. They want.
Remember, it's freak in the sheets, woman in the streets, right? So we're looking for modesty outside. But if you can do the freaky stuff inside, it's okay. We just don't want that freakiness out all over the place.
Want to smash, but they don't want a serious relationship with
Hell
you.
no.
They don't want to wife you up. That's why they're embarrassed with you. That's why they want you to tone it down. They just want to smash. That's it. How do we not understand this?
Where do men do that? It confuzzles me. Like if you can't handle the 10% of the time, you don't get the 90% of the time. You don't deserve the 90% of the time, which is my homelessness, which is my baggy clothes, and I don't give a fuck. But like if you can't handle the 10%, you don't get the 90.
By the way, guys, this is how she looked last year, and this.
She looked pretty good. Obviously still fake stuff, but before this, it was.
This is how she looks right now.
Something that I have to like repeat to myself every day in like the mirror is that you are never too much for the right person. You are never too much for the right person.
The wall. No man on earth can make you fall.
I'm 31. I'm actively, desperately trying to find my person. I have no shame in admitting this. I know a lot of people try to act all calm, cool.
I don't think people should feel shame that they want a partner. Why should you feel shame about that? I think it's a normal thing for people to want someone around, someone to be with, to not be lonely. At least for humans.
Collected about this shit, but not me. I'm not that person. Because if you were honest with yourself about the options out here, you would also be nervous. And like, here's the thing.
But most women don't want to admit that.
Yep.
They just keep raising their standards and hoping that Prince Charming will just fall from the sky.
Y'all saw me on the show talk about how I felt pressure as a 31-year-old and everyone lost their shit. But like, I'm struggling for a man to even commit to a date out here, let alone marriage, so I'm not hopeful.
That's their age.
Okay. Yeah, they only care about it after the wall and like right before it because they see the wall coming at 90 miles an hour and they can't seem to stop, but they see it. They're trying to, but they're already going 90 miles an hour.
Guess if they're natural or not, and then say what you think they have done. Okay, so the first girl is Jess.
Guys, these are women that are participating in Love Island. I want you to guess their age before they reveal their actual age. Let me see if you guess.
This one's 32.
Lips, nose.
Oh,
This is
38.
Harriet.
42, yes. Cheeks, lips, nose.
Looks about right.
Fake lashes, brows.
Okay, perfect.
Botox. She's 35. Lips, veneers, Botox.
She looked way older than 35.
Samantha.
32. Lips, veneers, nose, cheeks.
Do you want to hear their
Botox.
ages? Just
Don't cheat, guys. Write the comments first before you see their actual age.
for fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so Samantha is 26.
Oh, God.
What? 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 Stop using plastic surgeries, ladies. It's making you look old.
And the girl above,
Yeah.
Nicole is 24.
What? I could have sworn this girl was like freaking 40 or something. What? I'm tripping out. How is makeup and Botox and plastic surgery making these women look so much older? Oh my
God.
Harriet is 24.
Oh
What?
my God.
And then Jess is 25.
I don't know why they're even doing these things.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't watch this show. Maybe I should, but this is crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, plastic surgery and injectables done incorrectly can make you look older.
There are a lot of desperate women out there looking for love.
Yeah.
You guys, I hit a low point last night and I downloaded Hinge. If you know me, you know that I absolutely hate dating apps. I usually lecture people like, don't go on dating apps, meet people in the normal way. But the few people that I've been talking to in the past couple of months, I just realized I need to have boundaries and just like cut it off because they have treated me terribly and I don't
Why do you think they treated her terribly? Because those guys probably have lots and lots of options. That's why.
deserve the way that they've treated me. So I downloaded Hinge and guess who was on them?
Shout outs to Madison.
All of my clients are generally over the age of 30, and I hear them talk about how difficult dating is and how much harder dating is in their 30s and 40s compared to when they were in their 20s.
Makes sense.
And it's true. Ma'am?
Of course it's true. Who doesn't think this is true? In your 20s you have all the options in the world.
Any woman, but who he marries is one who gives him a capitalistic advantage. A lover is fun. A wife is a business decision.
Yes, with the laws in the USA, it's actually a business decision.
That's the difference between a wife and a lover.
So I'm getting stood up for a date, and I knew this was going to happen. I could sense it as I started my drive over here, even though I texted them this morning, and I was like, are we still on for tonight?
How many times have this happened to us men? Oh, everything's wonderful the night before. Try to text him the next day to confirm, nothing. The date comes along, nothing.
And they were like, yes, we're on for tonight, 6 p.m. And I was like, yes.
Stop dating carbon copies of men that have already hurt you in the past.
True.
I'm not sure why nobody wants to speak up about this, but I guess I'll be the one to do it.
Okay.
There is a serious shortage of attractive, eligible, mentally stable, emotionally available men. We need to get a search party together, figure out what has happened, where have they gone, and what do we do about this? Because it's a problem.
So dating in your 30s is hard enough, let alone dating in Perth, where it's not even the 3 degrees of separation anymore. It's literally like 1 or 2 degrees. Everyone knows someone that you know.
Somewhat.
And
this is actually somewhat true. There's like the 7th degree. I was in Pennsylvania doing nails. And there's this old couple that came to our shop all the time. And they were from Downey, where I usually was like originally from, like close by. And his parents or his dad was the one that invented the Zamboni and stuff like that. It was just a crazy conversation with someone that grew up in a very similar town, in the exact same town as I did almost, but found each other in another state while he's super old and I'm, 30 at the time. So it's like small world.
I don't really like that. Ugh.
Of course you don't, because then everybody knows your past.
No.
Who's going to tell men that you can use words? Words, you've heard of that?
So can you. You know that, right? You just have to go or whatever the fuck you guys do. You could just say, hey, good looking, or something along those lines, and it would reciprocate quite easily.
To communicate.
Who's gonna tell women that you can use logic instead of emotions?
It's crazy, but it's true. You
Yeah.
should give it a try.
I swear men think I'm a medium. They seem to ghost me, then come back alive a few days later. Do I look like Whoopi Goldberg from Ghost? You ain't my Patrick Swayze, right?
Oh my god, I can't even imagine the guy that...
The voice is pretty bad.
has to put up with her voice. Sorry, guys, I'm gonna skip this one.
I am 30 years old and I've never had a boyfriend. I also talk a lot on here about never having a boyfriend.
Well, maybe that's why you don't have a boyfriend, because men
let me
don't
advertise.
want women to tell everything about their personal lives on the internet.
I got this comment.
This is the wonderful thing. Like, again, I always say it. I'm not so great with the internet sleuthing and finding like their social medias and stuff. But if you can find their social medias and stuff, TikToks and Instagram reels will probably pretty much tell you what this woman's all about.
On one of my videos. I just wanted to talk about it for a little bit. So is never being in a relationship frowned upon? Yes, pretty much. We've grown up in a society where the end goal is to be in a relationship. As young girls, we grow up watching, all these Disney shows and Disney princesses. And the plot of the story is that they end up with a prince. We're pretty much taught you grow up, you get married, you have kids. And if you're not in a relationship or never in a relationship, that you're somehow undesirable. Majority of the achievements that we celebrate for people have to do with being in a relationship. Engagements, engagement parties, weddings, whenever you have a baby. One thing I worry about being 30 and never being in a relationship is, are people going to look at me and assume what's wrong with her?
Do you think it's...
Yeah! No fucking shit!
It's okay.
I bet there are lots and lots of guys that would like the fact that she's never been in a relationship. So I don't know how she says it's frowned upon. By whom?
To date someone who is significantly older than you or significantly younger than you?
I personally wouldn't go younger. I like to go older. Maybe not significantly, like 20 plus, maybe not. But about 10. Boys are more mature when they're older, so I feel like they need to be.
I've always gone older. My partner now, she's older than me. So I couldn't imagine.
Predators! Creeps! Why are they only after older men? Why are these young, gorgeous, hot women just after older men? Isn't that such predatory fucking shit?
Imagine being with anyone younger than me.
Yeah, guys, this is something so normal in Romania. Why would a woman want to date a guy that's her age? Why? Because that guy is stupid? Because that guy doesn't have his finances in order? Because that guy doesn't have a career? Because that guy maybe still wants to go out to party? He doesn't want a stable relationship? He doesn't want marriage? He's not there yet?
The not there yet is probably the biggest thing that women don't seem to realize. Men aren't making that kind of money. They're not ready yet in their 20s. I was not ready in my 20s. I was married because I was stupid, but I was not ready.
So why would a young woman want a guy her age? I don't get it. It's only in the USA where you see women pushing back against this. How can you date an older guy? And not even that. Because when it's the woman's preference, it's okay. But when it's the guy's preference that we want to date somebody younger, we're creeps. We will be called creeps.
If you're single, do you feel like you're a part of a revolution that you didn't ask to be a part of? Because that's how I feel. I don't know if the coupled people know, but the single people are all very aware that we're at this critical turning point of dating where no one wants to do dating apps anymore, but we don't have any third spaces to actually meet organically, and like a huge majority of us work from home. There is not currently a modern solution to modern dating problems. Yes, people used to meet organically before the internet, but now we have the internet, and the internet has messed a lot of things up. The biggest thing being the dating customs that our parents had, because it's no longer normal to approach someone in real life.
Yeah, I wonder who killed that.
Also,
why would a guy risk that? Because he can get called a creep.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he risk that?
situationships. We can all agree that this has to be the worst time to be single, right? Because we're done with the old, we're done with the apps, but we're not in the new yet. We haven't figured out how are we going to meet each other. We're not there yet. Or if you guys know, let me know.
So I am about to be 40, literally like 4 weeks. I've been turning 40, which is crazy because I do not feel like I'm that old. But
you look it, girl.
I'm single and I've never been married. I don't have any kids. Like, I am holding out for this unicorn man that I feel like God has promised me.
Holding out? You ain't no virgin, girl.
Prince Charming.
Although he's nowhere nowhere in sight. But I love people when they try to set me up. I appreciate it so much. And I have someone that was trying to set me up with someone because they were also Christian. And the feedback my friend gave me was they looked on your social media and it was too much for them. You share too much. And
What did I tell you? Guys don't like that. When you're in a relationship with a man, he wants to keep his personal life private. If he sees you on TikTok, if he sees that you overly share everything about your life, most men wouldn't want that. Of course, there are exceptions, but most men, I'm sure of it, wouldn't want that.
I'm not thirst trapping. Like, I don't.
Dude, I would date women that do their TikTok shit, or not TikTok, but their Instagram things on the food, and I just tell them, I mean, it's fine, do it, but just don't put my face on that shit. I don't want to be on this fucking stuff. I don't want people to see me and stuff. Like, it's just awkward.
I don't have inappropriate things. I don't talk about family drama. I don't really talk about politics, anything controversial, but I just share like my faith, things that I'm doing, fun things, inspiring things. I've been through a lot of stuff, and I don't feel like I overshare. But when she said that to me, I don't know if she thought by saying that was for me to like change up my social media.
Yeah,
no
shit. For sure. That's why she said it.
But when she used that too much, like I know there's been times in my life where I have like sunk down to not make a man feel like less.
What's with the Barney nails? Like Barney colors and everything.
Than or below or like not good enough. And I'm not doing that anymore.
I see this so much, guys. They all want, and I'm not talking about her, I'm talking in general. They all want Prince Charming. But they don't actually know what Prince Charming wants from a woman. So if that guy...
They also don't even know what Prince Charming truly looks like and is.
Doesn't like you because you share too much. Instead of trying to not share as much so you can get the guy that you want, what does she do? I don't care. I'm doing what I want. And then they complain on the internet they can't find a man. How does that make sense, guys?
If it's too much for him, he's not enough for me.
Of
Now
course.
this is my favorite kind of man, and it should be your favorite type too. Divorced men. They're freaking gems, and let me tell you why. When you're dating in your 20s, probably dating a divorced man is not something that you would ever think about, or probably something that perhaps isn't even desirable. But
am I desirable? What?
in your 20s is when you learn all the lessons, all the trials and tribulations. You understand the cheating, the lying, the immaturity.
In your 20s is when you get smashed by everybody, and then you're looking for the nice guy, the divorced guy that will treat you right.
The disrespect, scandals, this utter stupidity.
Yeah, all the Ray Rays, Pookie, Chads, and Tyrones that I went through in the 20s destroyed me, and mentally too.
In your late 30s and 40s, we don't have time for all that mess. We don't have time for all that learning. We don't have time for Build-A-Bear. We need a sweet little divorced daddy who's already learned all the lessons of life.
Sugar
I don't have
daddy.
to train you about cohabitating. I don't have to train you about bathroom etiquette. I don't have to train you about partnership. You've already made all the mistakes, so I don't have to play mama. And I don't have to play teacher. I don't have to play any of that. I could just play your lover. And how hot is that?
How do women in their late 30s meet quality men?
Women really think they could do this shit with single, divorced like men? Like, what the fuck?
Best piece of advice that I have for you is to invest in your relationships. Figure out the type of man that you want to date. Figure out what type of circles that he's gonna run in. Who are the type of people that he knows? And then invest in building relationships in those types of areas.
But do you stop to think, is that guy looking for a woman like me? How can I improve myself so I can become the woman that those guys are looking for? They never think about this. Never, guys, never.
Build genuine relationships, make genuine connections with them so that people can make introductions for you. You should have enough relationships in your life to where when you go to events or anything that you are invited to, you are in those spaces where the type of man that you desire is going to be. So build your...
But if you're not the woman that he's seeking, he will just smash you and ghost you. And then you will make another TikTok complaining how all men are trash.
Relationships, and that is going to be the jumping off point for you to be able to make connections with the type of men that you desire.
Okay, guys, it's time for the first question. My friend, you criticized that chick at the start of the video for dating multiple men at the same time. Would you recommend to a guy to do the same thing? At what point in the whole dating process would you say that it should be exclusive if both parties is looking for a serious relationship? Okay, guys, this is what I did when I was looking for a serious relationship, not when I wanted to have fun. So, let's say I was talking to this girl for a few days. Let's say everything was okay, no red flags. We were talking for a few days. Most women today will be talking to multiple men.
True.
Don't fool yourself. This is how it is, guys. If after a few days she didn't see from talking to me that I wanted something serious, if she didn't see all my qualities that I have, and she was still looking for something better, talking to multiple men, I wouldn't fight for her attention. They want us to compete against each other and see who can buy her the biggest bouquet of flowers, who can take her to the best restaurants. I don't do that. If you don't see my value in the first few days, I'm not the kind of guy that will chase after you.
Damn right.
I'm not. I will just block you. I suggest you do the same. It's not worth wasting your time for a woman that doesn't appreciate you. It's not worth it. Okay, next question. Is the passport bros becoming big in Romania? Or are there still traditional women there? Of course, there are still traditional women here. And
I think Romania, out of most of the East European countries, was pretty traditional.
Passport bros here is not a thing. As far as I'm aware, they're
even Bo from Legion of Men went to Romania to live. So he passport bro into Romania.
It's not a thing, guys. First of all, to go to a different country to find women, you have to have a lot of money. Romania is a poor country, guys. I told you the average salary here is like $900 or $950, something like that. People here don't have money. How will they move? And yeah, there are still traditional women here. Of course, there are still women on TikTok here. There are still women that think they're princesses. Everywhere you can find women like that in each country, but it's not as common as in the USA.
Shout outs to Manosphere. For me to put input on that question, I do not try to date multiple women at a time. Maybe I'll try to match with multiple women and set up dates. But once I get to a woman that I feel some kind of connection with, that I want to see at least for another date or two, then I just kind of cancel all the other plans. And with all the other women, I just tell them, sorry, I met someone. Maybe, if things don't work out, we'll reconnect. But I never suggest doing it because it makes both parties feel being taken advantage of. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.